Let me get this right here. Job 20 and 20. 20 and 22. Yeah, 20 and 22. So in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. So when he has, I'm moving. Yeah. The earth is moving. Nah, man, I'm just moving. So it says here, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Now, if you look up that word wicked, it says actually wretched. So the wretched, which are the people that are, well, I got the definition thereof actually. Wretched. Do I? Wretched. Yeah. The word wretched means someone in a state of misery, unhappiness, or poor health. That's exactly how Esau leaves the rest of the people upon the planet Earth, because he doesn't even want to give them, how you call that thing again? Healthcare. He doesn't even want to give them that. In North Korea, they have better healthcare than in America. I'm telling you, all the people over there, they're gonna fight against the elites, man. 2nd Ezra 15 or 16, one of those two. It says they will not regard kings or princes. And modern day politicians, they actually are in the position of kings and princes. Because if you check out what a king or a prince does, they set up laws and stuff like that, you know? And with the force of the police behind it. And yeah, they're gonna whip your ass for that, you know? And that's exactly what these politicians are doing. So, they are the modern kings and princes of this world right here. But they want to make you think like you're voting. Really? You got to be really out your mind if you think that your vote is counting. You think a group of people that are in control and power are just going to give that control up and power up to random people because they want to choose somebody else? No, man. They're going to set up a person that's going to have certain type of ideas, and then you're going to pick them. It's just like how you play girls. I'm not doing this, but it's still funny. Like if a girl thinks that, you know, let's say you go out with a girl, we don't do that. Never did that. It's on a Dutch tip, like dating and shit like that. Whatever. It's weird. Anyway, you go out there and then you tell the girl like, hey, where do you want to go? 5-star restaurant, McDonald's, or a snack bar. If she want to play, she gonna be like, hey, let's go to the 5-star restaurant and stuff like that. Because she thinks she's actually making a choice. She's not making a choice. You gave her 3 choices to pick from. It's not her choice. It's your choice that you give to them. And that's what the elites are doing. They're giving you choices. You don't have choices. They're giving you things to choose from. That's what it is. You don't have choices. You have been given things to choose from. And then when you choose, it doesn't matter which one of them you choose. Just like with the girl, it doesn't matter if she chooses the 5-star restaurant or the McDonald's or just the snack bar and stuff like that. It don't matter because it's still my choice. I offered them to you, and then you pick from those 3. Now, if you want to pick your own, now we're in trouble. Now I'm upset. You see, just an example. I'm not going to be tripping. I'm just giving you an example. With Esau set up leaders for you to choose from, right? Whether it be on the left or the right, democratically or Republicans and stuff like that, because that's what he does. What the fuck is this? Something in my eye. Anyway, because that's what he does. Anyway, because that's what he does. And then people think that they're choosing. You have been given a choice. Pick those. And if you go outside of that, JFK, boom, he went outside of the norm, what he was supposed to do. because he signed the executive order 11110. I think it's 4 times 1 and then a 0. Executive order, which prohibits the federal. Let me look it up. Wait. Yeah. I'll put the link in the description box. The thing is, I'll put the answer in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. The thing is, he put out an order, the executive order, which stops them from making money on the people, and he died for that. Yeah, he wanted to make a debt-free currency, so the dollar bills would not put you in debt for using it. You know, it would be debt-free, and they didn't want that, so they snuffed him out for that one because he signed that executive order, and then he died for it because they wanted to put you in debt. Every dollar or something like that is a debt certificate. You're in debt, like a mortgage. You're in debt. But anyway, I'll type the exact, because it's a whole page. I can't find it exactly where it says, but I had it. But on my computer, I colored it. I can't color it on my phone. But Lord willing, I'll put it. I already wrote it down. Well, I didn't write it down. I put the page so that when I'm home, I could see it. Like, oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. But I'll put the text in the comment box. Right. So it says right here, Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. So when he actually set up everything, then difficulties are gonna arise up against him. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that word wicked is talking about wretched people. If you look up the Hebrew thereof, and it's talking about all the people that have been suffering underneath him. So that shows you that he's going to make his own Edomite people suffer underneath him. And then what they're going to do is they're going to fight against them. They shall not regard their princes or their kings. And they're going to fight against them. You know? Right, so it says right here, I actually still feel good. I wasn't feeling good this morning. wasn't feeling good. But Lord willing, I feel a little bit better. Let me not jinx myself, you know. But it didn't start out good today, I'll tell you that. And yesterday too. It's kind of weird. But Lord willing, I don't feel nothing bad. Until now, you know. But for now, I should say. Anyway, so it says right here, verse 23. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So while he has his new world order set up, and he's kind of enjoying it to a certain degree, but he can't actually digest it in his stomach. He's eating, and while he is about to be full, because a lot of times when you're about to be full, or when you're full, you just go and sit and do nothing. Maybe take a nap, you know, it's crazy, but you're too full, so you get tired. You know, back in the days, you didn't really get tired off of food. Nowadays, they put so much stuff in the food. Man, you eat, you want to sleep. You be like, this makes no damn sense, man. I'm eating to get energy, but here it is, I'm eating just to fall asleep. But you know how you can counter attack that? By eating, let's say you eat, just an example. Let's say you eat 100, right? Eat 50, or eat 60. You know, that's gonna actually keep you awake. Because being hungry is actually a good thing for you. That's why you shouldn't look. Esau knows this. He showed you that mice, because he's testing on these creatures. He showed you that the mice that always have a lot of food, they actually die earlier. And they get fat and they die. But the ones that you actually give them the food on time, well, not on time I should say, but you don't give them too much. You make them scramble a little bit for that food, and still don't give them. They're actually gonna live longer because, you know, too much food to kill you. You know, it's gonna take years off of your life, man. If you eat every freaking day, you're supposed to eat every day, but I mean, like, if you overeat every day, it's gonna take chunks of your life, your lifespan. It's gonna take little chunks away, man. So it shows you that you're not supposed to eat too much, man. You know, you're overdoing it. And Esau knows that. That's why he's making these people fat. Have you ever seen an obese person from America walking around here? You don't see that because they can't travel. And they're not thinking about that neither. But the funny thing is, if they was to come here, their whole mindset would change. Like, wow. And it's not just here. It's Spain. It's basically the whole world, man. You don't have fat people across the world like how you do in America. That shit don't exist. It doesn't exist. You have fat people, yeah. But not like them obese people that you see over there, which is just ridiculous. You'd be like, what did you eat? And how did you let it get this far? Their food is full of addictive chemicals and stuff like that. So it's very hard for them to stop eating because of the chemicals that are in the food. And they can't stop themselves. But who's doing it? Esau. Anyway, going on. Job 20 and 24. So it says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Back in the days, it was actually a sword that the wicked wanted to flee from. Like the king of Aram in 1 Kings chapter 20, where Ahab was fighting against Aram. Actually, Aram was fighting against Israel. Ahab. And then they won him. And then Ahab fled after like 127,000 men of his died. 100,000 died in the war against the northern tribers. And then 27,000 died when a wall fell upon them. The city wall. So the Most High was really against him that day. But yeah. But he fled. The point is he fled. And the bow of steel, you have certain people, they flee the weapon because you can't get close. You need to be close in order for you to die by sword, right? But if you're far away, so he think he's doing good. Phew! Oh man, I'm faster than that guy, man. He couldn't catch me. all of a sudden you see a man well, you're not gonna see it, but you see somebody with a with a bow and arrow, and he aiming at you because you're far away. You think you got away, aiming at you, and all of a sudden you're dead. But you thought you got away with it. Well, that's what's gonna happen to Esau. He thinks that nothing is gonna happen to him, like he escaped the sword, and then the arrow hits him. But nowadays that arrow is talking about the nuclear missile. And also nowadays that sword is talking about the modern day sword is the gun. And you're not going to really run away from that one too. But he is as far away as possible because he sets up idiots to go and fight his war, and they willingly signing up. you know how funny that is, man? It's funny as hell. But then you can't reason with stupidity. Let them go. Let them go smoke themselves. And a lot of these soldiers, there's a soldier, a Jacob descendant soldier on Flat TV, and he's giving interviews about what happened in Afghanistan and stuff. And he says, like, if my son was to join the military, I'll beat the shit out of him, because the things that I have seen are not things that I want him to see. Because he said he was young and he didn't know what the fuck he was actually doing, and a lot of soldiers did that too, man. Said that too. A lot of his partners killed themselves, man, when they came back to America. Yeah, the war from Afghanistan, the 20-year war. This guy was in Iraq too. Crazy shit, man. And he liked it, man. He said even like, hey, he wanted to kill himself too, but he didn't. And he's glad that he didn't, but the thought had crossed his mind and he tried it. Didn't work out. I think he missed or something. He flinched. He missed. Boy, he could have been dead right now. But anyway, so they're doing these things to where when they come back in the land of their origin, when they come back, they kill themselves. Because the things that they've seen in war is not fun. And yeah. And you should know that too, man. Sometimes you get angry, you want to smoke a person, but that's another story. The thing is, listen, the anger, if you go to another country, it's not really necessarily an individual thing anymore, because these individual people they ain't really got nothing against you like that. But then again, whatever. But if it's a person that you know or he crossed you, then the anger is different than a person that you don't know. I don't know. It's kind of explained like that, but anyway. But if you watch these, I'm not telling you to watch it, but if you have seen it, like the videos of gore videos and stuff like that, like them cartels and stuff like that. If you've seen videos like that, I saw them chop up girls, man. I was like, hey, that shit's bugged out, man. Them females committed adultery. Even I started to think in myself, like, you know what? Shah is right. I know he's always right, but this confirms it even more when I saw that. The girl, man, it's so many different. I've seen a few, but I saw like a girl steal from another cartel member or something like that, so they chopped her up in pieces. Or another girl commit adultery and stuff like that, so they chopped her up in pieces. Like, yo, man, just hit her, man. Don't kill her. What are you doing? Don't do that, man. I started talking to the fucking screen, man. Like, she's already dead, by the way, by the time that I saw it. But it keeps you in check. It keeps you in check. Like, hey, man, let's say a girl would commit adultery on you right now, right? I'll look at you. I'll probably want to smack you or something like that. But then again, I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, like, if I watch the cartel movies, how they chop them girls up in pieces, and I'm looking at you, I'm like, you know what? You're good. You're good. Because that shit, you got to have a different type of spirit to do that. But I understand it. Don't get me wrong. I understand it, but I don't think I'm going to do that to a girl if that shit happen. If the Most High put that spirit on you, then it's something else. But then it's not you. It's the Holy Spirit doing it. That's something else. But me, out of myself, I believe in smacking the shit out you. But even that, I'm thinking to myself, like, it's not even a big deal. Lord willing, it never happened to me. Not that I know of. I'll tell you that. Not that, but I seen guys, man, shit, man. Dudes crying and shit. Killed himself. Dude killed himself too. I know a few people that killed themselves for a girl here in the Netherlands. Killed themselves for a girl. But yeah, that's crazy. That's what them girls do to you, boy. They dead now. That's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. Because you could have got another girl. Because if you think that this is the, how you call it? This is the love of your life or whatever, or this is your soulmate, you're stupid. All you need to do is go to another region and you're going to find another so-called soulmate. The thing is, there's billions of people upon the planet Earth, and you think that that person that you with right now is like the ultimate chosen one for you. No, sucker. You were in that area and you found her. I'm sure if you go to another area, you're going to find another chick and you're going to be like, oh, this is my soulmate. And then you go to another city, oh, this is my soulmate now. You don't know what the hell is going on, boy. If you go to another country, you're going to find another motherfucker. So, there's no such thing as, well, not in that degree. There might be, but not might. There are people that your soul connects with. I'm not saying that is not the truth, but to have it in one, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. You're always gonna be able to go to another place and then find someone that you are also attracted to, or that is even better looking than the girl that you have right now. There's always someone, you know. And yeah, that's just the truth. But anyway, so going back to where I was, which is Job 20, and (24). He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him down through. It is drawn, it cometh out of the body. And back in the days it was the quiver, but nowadays it's the nuclear missile asylum thing. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. So the glittering sword that cometh out of his gall is the gall that he has, the bitterness that he created upon the planet Earth. Look, woe to him that buildeth the town upon blood. That's his gall. That's the bitterness that Esau created, and for that he will pay. The Most High is going to reap up a sword out of that one, out of his deeds, the sins of his youth, and the Most High is going to punish him for the sins of his youth, which is the criminal activities that he has been doing upon the planet Earth for centuries, man. Centuries upon centuries they've been doing that. So it says here, I got a few precepts on that actually too, which is, let me see. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know, the sun is melting the oil on my face into my eyes. Damn it. So it says right here, Deuteronomy 32 and 41. If I whet my glittering sword, and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies, and I will reward them that hate me. Right? Deuteronomy, no, sorry, that was just Deuteronomy 32 and 41. Now I'm going to read Asia. Now I'm going to read Ezekiel 21 and 10. It says, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. That it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? No, because the sword is coming. You're about to cry. It contempted the rod of my son as every tree. That's going into something else. Ezekiel 21 and 10. Oh, wait a minute. What did I just do? Oh. Nehemiah. Made a mistake. Nehemiah 3 and 3. The horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear. Back in the days, it was talking about actual weapons. Nowadays, the glittering spear and the glittering sword, it's talking about the nuclear missiles. Going on. And there is a multitude slain, and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. That's how many corpses are going to be upon the planet Earth once the Most High allows Esau to be got, to be slaughtered. Talking about Yahweh Shai is going to come in Isaiah 63, and he's going to be the one that's going to pile up the bodies. But before that, before Yahweh Shai comes, there's going to be a lot of snuffed out Edomites too, because of the war, the World War III, that is pending and it's coming. So Job 20 and Job 20 and 25. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. So just like Psalms 9 and 15, and also Psalms 10 and 2, which is the Most High says, all the thoughts basically of the wicked, the Most High is going to turn back upon him. All the things that he has done, the Most High is going to turn it back upon him. So all the bitterness that Esau created, out of that bitterness, you will have the wicked, because it says right here, 22, Job 20 and 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Why is he going to be? So when he has everything, in the fullness of his sufficiency, so he's satisfied with it, right? Why is he going to be in straits? Because the wretched are going to attack him. And they shall regard neither princes nor kings in those days. So Job 20 and 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. That word wicked is wretched. The people that are suffering under his rulership. And therefore, the Most High is going to make it to where those own people of his is going to actually, they're going to hunt him. So Job 20 and 26. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. That's talking about his people. And the fire not blown, that's the nuclear missile. You don't have to blow it like, you know, it's gonna shed fire like, it's gonna burst up like spontaneous combustion. It's just gonna come out of nowhere, Badu, you know. It's gonna come out of nowhere. It has a source. It's not nowhere. It has a source, and that source is the Most High, first and foremost, and second, that source is the wickedness that Esau had been doing for all these decades, centuries, even thousands of years, going back to the Greek Empire. All the things that they've been doing, Romans, cave days. Even then, when they came out the caves as the Khazarians, they did what they did. That's why they have the world in straits right now. The world is in straits because of him. The wicked are ruling, and therefore the people are mourning. Anyway, let me hit them up with a few here. So it says here, Job 20 and 28. No, 27. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. All the nations of the planet Earth, all the nations of Earth are going to fight against Esau, man. The Most High is going to set him up to be the spitting pole, piss pole, whatever they call it, upon the planet. Damn. Oh, I know why. Now I know why. I know why. Okay. I'll tell you. He's going to be the piss ball of the planet Earth, because everyone is going to want to pound on him, man, because of the things that they did in the past. And all nations shall remember those harmful things that he injected into them. I can't talk about that right now, but I'll just say every nation on the planet Earth has their Tuskegee syphilis experiment story. Tuskegee syphilis experiment story. All nations have it. And still they hate Jake. India, Korea, China, Japan, all of them. Ishmael, all Ishmaelites, all of them. You know, people might say like, yeah, but not all of them 100%. You're right. But I'm not talking about 100%. I'm talking about the big bulk of them. Those are the ones that will pay. And the other ones too, because there were good Israelites amongst us, and they still went into captivity. So all your good little other motherfuckers, you're going into captivity too. You know? You might, from your master that's gonna own you, you might not get an ass whooping that much compared to the rest. And still you're gonna get an ass whooping. Because not all Jacob descendants actually had to really go through some painful thing. All of them went through painful things, but I mean like certain ones had it worse. That's the point. You know? And the Most High judges you according to your deeds. Yahweh, the 2 Corinthians 5 says that. You will be punished according to your deeds, what you have done in your flesh. That's how you're gonna get punished. So when you see a horrible judgment upon the Jacob descendant, you must not must, but you can think like that. What did he do? I'm not asking it, but I'm not asking it as I want to reply. I'm asking it as a question that needs to stay a question. You know, I don't want an answer. I don't need to know. You know, most I kill you and tell you then like, oh yeah, you was you interested? No, I'm just. What am I doing? Oh, last one. Right here. So Job chapter 20, verse 27. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity. And it's the Most High that actually is giving us the spirit to understand, you know, how are the things of Esau searched out. Because the Most High is the one that gives us understanding. He reveals things unto us. You could just look at a movie and be like, damn. And then other people look at that same movie and they got popcorn in their hands. Because they don't see the truth behind that movie. You see the truth. Because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gave you that eye self so that you can look at things and be like, damn, that's what they doing? Or yeah, that's what they did, or stuff like that, you know? 28. The increase of his house shall depart. All the things that he stole, fair and square. All the things that he worked for. Stealing. That's his job. It's a lot of work. Stealing, lying. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of mental gymnastics in order to keep your lie steady. He was good before the 2000s and before the internet. He was very good at concealing things. But now, you know, even his software exposes him. Because the software goes out there on the internet and then it finds certain things and then it tells you like, okay, this is what I found. And then you tell them like, give me the source. And then it will give you a source. So that software ain't thinking. It's not doing things of itself. The software, that what they call AI, is basically a really fancy Google. A really fancy Google. Google is very good, especially back in the days. It could find anything. You want illegal videos, like movies and stuff like that. I'm talking about the rest. You want like movies and stuff like that, download, you want stream and stuff like that, you could just find it on Google, man. I'm telling you. But now, they don't promote torrent websites anymore on Google. They don't do that. You need to go to other search engines, or you can make your own. It's kind of a hassle, but once you set it up, it's going to be better because it's going to do what the AI does. It's crazy. Which is find stuff connected or a topic or something like that. And then you type in the topic of the search engine, and it's going to find it for you. Anyway, basically Google. How it used to be before they started to put restrictive words that the thing should not find for you. For example, if you go to Google and you type in cure for cancer or whatever, you're not going to find it. You're not going to find it. You used to be able to find stuff like that. I'm telling you, I made videos about it. I have the videos and I still upload them. So you can see how Google search engines used to be. I still have the videos on my channel. I literally have them. They're up right now. Not on this channel that I'm about to post this one up, but on my other channel where you can see I just live stream it, not stream, screen record that one, screen record it, and then I go out and look for the stuff, the Google stuff and stuff like that. Let me go on. So Job 20 and 28, the increase of the house, or his house, shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. Whose wrath? The wrath that is coming upon him. Everything that he has is going to be taken away violently, because he took everything away violently from every nation upon the planet Earth. Therefore, the Most High is going to make his own bitterness come upon him. The bitterness that he has introduced to people of the world, the Most High is going to introduce that same bitterness back to him. And then the thing what he wanted to do, which is extermination, the Most High is going to do that unto them. So all you Jacob descendant girls that like Esau, you need to get with him right now, because you're not going to be able to do that once that time comes. I don't give a shit if you do it. If you think about it, I don't give a shit. You can do what you want to. You know there's a death sentence, right? But like I said, you can do whatever you want to do. But I just warn you, like, and I'm not gonna do it like, oh, we care about you. No, Esau shouldn't be getting his pleasures. But you can do what you want to. Just know that, you know, the judgment of the Lord is gonna come. So, Job 20 and 29. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Heavenly Father, and the inheritance appointed unto him by the Heavenly Father. So his judgment is exactly that, which is destruction. That is the judgment of Esau. Now, I wanted to read actually more, but yeah, when I'm at home I could do a 3-hour video and stuff like that. It's all good, man. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that, man. So with that, basically, Esau is time. Maybe I got a few scriptures here. Let me see some. Not maybe, but I mean like that I could just pop off quick. I'll just read this one. Jeremiah 46 and 27. So it says, fear thou not, O servant Jacob, and be not dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and be in rest and at ease, and none shall make him afraid. That's the days that we're waiting for. The days of the Jacob descendant being at peace and at rest, and none shall make us afraid on every side. Because you do have a lot of Jacob descendants, they scared. But they ain't scared of Jacob descendants, you know, they act tough, you know, they stare you in your eye and shit like that. But when the caucus walk up, they be like, shut the fuck up. You know, they all of a sudden they want to love and shit. Oh man, you can't hate. You hate your own goddamn fucking mirror reflection. That's why when you see your own hair, you hate it so much you're trying to straighten it out. Shut the fuck up. You got hate, but you just don't hate them because, you know, you're scared. I remember that shit back in the days that you had people that, you know, they were bullies and shit like that. Never liked bullies, you know. But I ain't gonna talk about that. But the point is that you see the bullies and shit like that, right? That's why I always said back in the days, man, if you stab one of them, they're gonna call you crazy. But like I said, it's crazy. Anyway, you have these kids that been bullied and stuff, or being bullied and stuff like that. I'm just giving you an example of a fact. And then they're so scared of the bully. It wasn't right. And then they're so scared of the bully, right, that they want to befriend him. They want to, you know, invite. I saw this man with my own eyes, man. They want to invite him to the. So this was this kind of rich kid, right? It wasn't rich, but he had money. And the guy, the bully guy, you know, he was a piece of shit, right? And then the little kid, because he was smaller, he was afraid of him, but he was so afraid of him that he wanted to befriend him. So there came a day of his birthday, and he invited him to come to his house and just come play and shit like that. And I thought to myself, like, damn, this guy is so afraid that he wants to befriend his enemy in order for him not to be picked on anymore. and stuff like that, right? I saw that, man. So since that day, I knew that a lot of Jacob descendants, when they kiss Esau ass and shit like that, they're afraid of them. They're afraid of them, man. You know, they don't want no smoke. And that's how they're going to stomp on you even more. Because they see you, you're scared. Because most of the time, these bullies, they're scared. They're cowards. Because if they see like, okay, I'm about that, you know, about to do something. Basically, I'm going to try and kill you. Once they see that, then they're going to be like, hey, this guy's crazy. No, you're crazy, motherfucker. You're the one bugging me. But the thing is that they will stop. And then they're going to try and find another victim and stuff like that. But that's the fun part, because now I got you on the ropes. Now I'm going to chase you. But that's another story. The point is, the same thing is happening with the Jacob descendants, and I see it, man. I see it. You know, you have Jacob descendants, they're tough against you and shit like that. But when Esau come, they peep. Not all of them. Not all of them. I've seen a few. But I've seen more of them that, you know, they're tough against their own people, staring them down and shit like that. But when the Edomite come, they ain't staring them down, man. That shows you who you're really dealing with, man. You're dealing with like a person that is scared of another person. You're a fucking coward. But so you are that's what I mean. A person that loves to put fear in other people, but they themselves are scared when the same spirit comes toward them. You're a fucking coward. You're even worse than a person that is just afraid by nature and just wants to live. I don't hate people like that, man. I hate people that are trying to be, you know, they're trying to, like they're bigger than you, trying to do something. And then when they meet somebody their own, then they start talking like, hey man, I don't want no trouble. You punch them right away. As soon as you see him back off, you punch. Why? Because if you wasn't standing up for yourself, he would bully you. So I see that, man. I see that, man. When a tough guy backs off, attack him right then and there. Why? Because he would bully you. That's it. You know, because they're actually cowards, but they're trying to test the waters to see who's afraid, and then he could go forth and do his shit what he want to do. But when he see you ain't afraid, then he stops. Fuck him. Anyway, that's how you see a lot of Jacob descendants, man. They bold as hell against other Jacob descendants. They ain't doing nothing against Esau. The same thing with the Amalekites in Mexico, right? The Amalekites in Mexico. You had the people being against them, and I thought to myself, like, so where the cartel members at? Where they at? They ain't doing shit. And them so-called gangbangers too. You know, a lot of shit being done on the internet. A lot of guys talking shit. Them Edomites and gangbangers ain't doing nothing. But when another Jacob descendant come up in their neighborhood, hey nigga, what you doing over here? Nigga, what shit you claim? Really? I had that shit here, but that's another story, man. Like, you don't have that shit here, but these Jakes, they want to emulate the Jakes in America, man. I talked to this fool, and he looked at me. He's like, hey man, no, you're right, man. Because you know what the funny thing is, I had red on that day, but I was much younger, by the way. I didn't have the gray hair, but anyway, much younger. Maybe like 15 years ago, something like that. I was smoking weed back then, so it's a long time ago. But I was walking, and then this guy saw me with red on it. He stopped me. He said, hey man, what's this, man? You walking around here with the red? I didn't know he was talking to me. I looked, you talking to me? Yeah, man, you got that red on. He got blue and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I explained to him, like, listen, man. And then you know what? The Most High, man, he made the Edomite walk in full red with bandana on. And I said, like, so why don't you do something to him, right? Because, you know, see how it works? What you're doing is you're doing something that has been taught to you, and it's stupid. Because here it is, you ain't talking to him because you're afraid. But you won't talk to me because you think I'm one of them gang members and shit like that. What the fuck you mean? I'm not in a gang, fool. It's kind of dumb shit. You know? That don't make no damn sense. But I talked some sense into that little young man. I was young too, but anyway. But he looked at me. He's like, "No, man, you're right, man. You're right, man." I said, like, don't do that shit, man. We're not. It's not. We're not like that. If you want to do something your own, why don't you go do something to that same person over there with the same clothing on? Well, not the same clothing, but with the same color type of pattern scheme set what he had. But anyway, that shows you that not a lot of times. I'll just say this. I could say a lot of times it's a soft word that turneth away wrath, man. You could just talk to them like, hey, and explain something, and they might see it, man. If he's not a knucklehead. But yet, he was not a knucklehead. He was just a brainwashed individual. So yeah, man. Yahweh Desai, he kept it away. Didn't feel bad today. Okay. Still gotta go home, so I hope I still feel good. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises to the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Rawah Padash. Double honors unto the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. And shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Shalom. Right.